Yes, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are. James William Mugeni is my name, a medical clinic officer by profession. Yes, today I'm doing a review of the third day of the industrial action. Yes, reports reaching me is that the industrial action, I think, now is affecting the country, has reached the country 65%. Almost all district hospitals or regions are involved. But something interesting is here. This is a letter from Dr. Pande Stephen from Moroto Hospital. The industrial action basically is as a result of the salary disparities between you, the doctors, and the rest of the teams that work under you. Now, if you write a letter warning the allied health professionals that you will take stern actions against those involved, this becomes unfair. And this is where the problem is. I'm told even some nurses are even now clerking and seeing patients outside their duty calling. That's where we have a problem as Ugandans. I was just looking at these beds from one of the hospitals. You can imagine in training schools, the demonstration rooms, there's everything that shows you what a standard bed looks like. And then you go out to implement such. The problem is not even this, but the problem is you who goes to school and studies and goes to implement what is wrong. The problem is you. So most of the problems in the health field is as a result of health workers. A doctor not understanding why the industrial action is there and behaving like an RDC. Such a doctor now is a cadre doctor. If you can't understand why your staff, as a doctor who is leading your staff, you should be knowing their working conditions. Coming up with such a letter tells you that you're not even a medic. You're not a medic. You're not, because this letter alone now pities you against your staff. When will you ever work? When will you ever create a working environment other than an environment of threats? Your employees don't expect this. So our colleagues in the profession, most of the problems that we have in the medical profession will be solved by us, the medics, understanding and implementing and striving to implement and providing leadership for the country. You don't study bed making and you go out to have an empty bed and you can't talk and you keep quiet. That's the quality of training that's the quality of health workers that come out from training schools. You want to blame the people who train you, and yet the people who train you very well, demonstrate for you very well, and you go out and become non-starters. So the industrial action is in 30 day. Action is all over the place. The next thing, I think, it is now to see the patients or the citizens. Even citizens don't know their rights. They don't know their rights. If you have gone to hospital and there is no service, what is your duty as a citizen? You're supposed to demand. You have a right for treatment, and if there's an industrial action, why is it there? Yes, I salute you, Ugandans. Thank you for listening. I don't have much to speak about the industrial action today because this letter from Moroto Hospital has annoyed me, written by a doctor. I salute you, my colleagues, and keep fighting. We have to correct the system. We have to correct the problems in the health profession. It is us. We know the problems. We have studied it. We have been trained. But we go out there to become non-starters. Thank you for listening.